Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. I hope you guys are all feeling good. Hope your day has been good. For those of y'all who are watching across the pond, hopefully it has been better. Okay? Hopefully your day was good. I know that we're wrapping up our day in my neck of the woods. I don't know about y'all. Some of y'all are still finishing up your day, just getting started. All right? But I hope you guys are all doing well out there in any neck of the woods that you're watching this show right here. We got some breaking news. Excuse me. We have some breaking news, y'all. We most definitely do. And we got to talk about it. In my personal opinion, it is fantastic news. It's not fully fantastic news, but it's a step in the right direction, right? It's still fantastic news. It's still in a step in the right direction, but I will not be sassified until we hear more information. If you're catching what I'm saying. Because they should be catching more charges. They should be catching charges, okay? Other than just termination, okay? But it's great news in my personal opinion, so we got to talk about that. And then I got a question for you guys, okay? That I want to have a discussion with you guys, okay? So we are going to be talking in a little while about some things, okay? Yeah, we got a lot to talk about, y'all. And here it is, y'all. I'm gonna say this too, on some real stuff. Let me lower this a little bit more. Now the thing is these kind of conversations, okay? The tubes don't like it too much. So anytime we talk about these kind of things, this thing gets, So I'm gonna try to be better because this is how I leave. This is how I keep the lights on. You think that these purple lights are cheap? Hell to the no, okay? This purple ass room, come on now, all right? The stuff to keep these lights on and everything, it ain't cheap, all right? But we got to talk about this because this is absolutely some new breaking news as of the past hour. Shout out to all y'all who were DMing me this and giving me the information because without you guys, this probably would have flown right under my radar. And I wouldn't have seen it until tomorrow, most likely, knowing my luck. So I appreciate you guys giving me the information so we could talk about this because we ain't done with Tyre. We ain't done with getting justice for this young man. And we're going to keep on talking about this until dag nabbit, we get justice. Because this young man deserves it. Okay? So do me a favor. Before we get everything started, do me a favor. Hit that like button down below. We got some breaking news, okay? So hit that like button down below. Send it past 400 likes. I see a bunch of y'all starting to file in. I appreciate all y'all for being here. Okay, we had a great discussion this morning. We got another great discussion coming up here very shortly. It's going to be interesting. I'm going to say that. It's going to be interesting indeed. So please be sure to hit that like button. Send past 400 likes as you start to file in. Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon to every single one of y'all who are watching this show right here. And if you haven't done it yet, man, I don't know what to tell you. Why did that sound like a song? I don't know what to tell you. But here it is. You're missing out on the best party if you have not hit that subscribe button. I don't know what to tell you. Okay? Hit the subscribe button. Actually, that is what I would tell you. So I do know what to tell. Never mind. Just hit the like button, okay? Dag nabbit. You know your boy's working hard out here in these streets. I talk about everything from pop culture, true crime, controversy, politics, celebrity interviews, and everything else, okay? Right here on this show. So please, hit that subscribe button. I'm sorry. Sometimes even when it's such dark information, dark stories like this, you kind of just have to just laugh a little bit. You feel me? You just got to laugh a tiny bit, chuckle. at the right time. I'm not saying when you're talking about doom and gloom, but sometimes you got to bring some lightness to it because all this doom and gloom can weigh on a person's heart, right? So we got some breaking news. 3. This is a surprise to me. Three of them, 3 fire employees, EMTs, have been terminated. Yeah. Oh, I'm telling you, more and more information is coming. I feel it in my bones, okay? I feel it all the way down to my plums. More and more information is going to be coming out here soon enough. And guess what? I'm here for it. Are you? Because I am. And every single time somebody loses their job because they weren't doing what they were supposed to do, trust and believe, we're going to be talking about it. So, good news indeed. Let's take a look at this here. Okay? 3 Memphis fire employees terminated. Let me blow this up because I know this is small if you're watching on your phones. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all are Bluetoothing this to your stereos in your car while you're stuck in traffic trying to get back home. I mean, if you live in LA and you're watching this on the 405, why are you on the 405? Bruh. Why are you on the 405? Okay? You know better. Anyway, for a fact, somebody's screaming at me in LA on the 405, be like, I know, man. But regardless, now you can see a little bit better. And if you are operating machinery, please don't look at your phone. Just listen, okay? Listen to the soothing voice, okay? It's like velvet and honey, okay? But here it is. 3 Memphis fire employees terminated, okay, in Tyre Nichols investigation. Now, first off, let's go. This is a step in the right direction. I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm totally sassified because I'm not. Let me just make that abundantly clear. Crystal clear. I am not entirely happy about this, but it's a step in the right direction. Okay? It's a 2-step in the right direction. Okay? But this ain't enough. I want to see something else. Because two of them, because I didn't even know that there was a third, which I'm hearing the woman, the lady, was in the truck and didn't do a doggone thing. Didn't do nothing. Yeah. So this is why you see this face here. And you're going, what? Why is Chica in this group of photos? It's very interesting. She was there, but she stayed in the damn truck and did not a damn thing. So I get it. Her losing her jobby job. But let's get into this article, shall we? And let's find out some more information. Okay? Now, we already know that Tyre Nichols, this video, we've all seen it. We can't unsee it, all right? And I know that there's a lot of people out here that are not wanting to see the video, and I totally understand. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to play the video here at all. But it is something that I feel is a very important video for us to see. Because we have to see the harsh reality of it all. And the harsh reality is there's some mother lovers out here that don't give 2 damns about human life. 0. And we've been seeing it. And we've been seeing it, by the way, time and time again. But this one was different. This one even hit differently. Okay? But still, nonetheless, losing a young man in the way that he lost his life, that way, in that fashion, should never be something that we should ever see. But it is important to see it because it is the truth. All right? It's the absolute truth. Excuse me, real quick. I got a super chat. Let me get this. Beverly Spiva, thank you so much for the 10. Pascal, you are the real deal. Thank you for all you do. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. I'm just telling it like it is, and I'm trying to talk to you guys about this. Okay? I appreciate it. All right. And shout out to all you Grizzlies that are here in the chat. I appreciate all y'all. Okay. Shout out to Gizla and the true crime family out there, because this is also in that realm. I'm going to keep it real. It is also in that realm because we still are trying to figure out how this happened. Why did this happen? There are still mysteries and questions that are still being brought up that should be answered, but no one has said anything as of yet. And this is the reason why I have questions about Chief Davis, which we are going to talk about as a family here in just a minute, okay? So let's get into this article, okay? So, two EMTs and a lieutenant with the Memphis Fire Department have been terminated for violating policy and protocol in their response to Tyre Nichols on January 7th. EMT Basic Robert Long, EMT Advanced Jamichael Sandridge, and Lieutenant. This is what's crazy to me. Let me blow this up so you can see a little bit better. Okay? Lieutenant Michelle Whitaker failed to make adequate assessment of the patient when they arrived on the scene. This is according to what the fire department has said. First responder company engine 55 was dispatched to a pepper spray call at 8:32 p.m. at Ross Road and Rains. They arrived at 8:36 and they were directed by police to Ross and Castlegate. This is what Memphis Fire Department said in the news release on Monday. Today, they made the second scene and found Nichols handcuffed on the ground and leaning against a police vehicle at 8:41. The lieutenant, which is crazy, the higher up, okay, has more authority and all that stuff. The lieutenant remained inside the truck while the two EMTs responded based on the information they had been given about a pepper spray incident. They requested an ambulance at 8:46, and the ambulance arrived 9 minutes later. Nichols was taken to St. Francis Hospital at 9:08, according to the Memphis Fire Department. Now, we already know that he passed on 3 days later, or at least that's what they have told us. Okay. Video released last week shows he suffered a severe attack and was stunned and pepper sprayed by officers before they leaned him against a vehicle. 5 officers, which we already know, have been terminated. There's a sixth one. There's apparently a 6th and 7th officer that has also been relieved of duty and under investigation, according to the Memphis Police Department. So there is a 7th officer, by the way, that has been relieved of duty. They are suspended or whatever. Okay? And they are also under investigation, which is fantastic news. But again, 7th officer. You know, in this morning, let me say this. You know, this morning I said it. I said, I'm going to hear the ring to the tune of 789 officers, police officers getting fired. We all saw them. We all saw what we saw. We saw Preston Hemphill, okay? Horde 26. I'm calling him Horde 26 now. Okay, we saw him use his taser and tase this young man before Tyre got up and ran off. Before he got up, right? Sorry, I had a phlegmy. But before he got up and ran off the first time, okay? Well, the only time he got up and ran, there was a white cop Preston Hemphill, Horde 26. Okay? So he went. He also even said during this video, his body cam footage, because it was his body cam footage that we were watching. He said, I hope they stomp his ass as he's winding up his taser and doing whatever he needs to do. Okay? Horde 26. But now, allegedly, there's a 7th officer. Now, I'd like to know who that 7th officer is too. But that's not what we're here to talk about quite yet. Okay? We're here to talk about these mother lovers right here. Actually, let me see if I can pull them up. Because I downloaded their faces and stuff. Okay? Hold on. Let me just take care of this real quick. Where'd it be? Where'd it be? Go. There it is. Okay. So, let me get these guys up here. So we're here to talk about these guys right here. These mother lovers. Right here. We're here to talk about them. These 3. Okay? Now, this lady right here is a lieutenant. Like, let me say this. And she stayed in the truck. She stayed in the mother-loving truck, man. She didn't do anything. She stayed in the truck. While these 2, who one is, a newbie, and another one's a little bit more vetted, not properly vetted, because they treated Tyre, but at the same time, he's been in that department for a while. Those 2 men that we're looking at right here, those were the 2 that were standing there looking over him, just not administering aid, not doing anything. But the thing that really just throws me off, y'all, that really grinds my gears, takes me aback, is that you had this woman right here. She was a lieutenant, a superior to these 2. And yet she sat in the car and didn't do a doggone thing. Now, as we are talking about this, as we proceed to give you what you need, let me ask you something. Are you happy about this result? Real talk, are you happy? Does this make you feel like, yeah, justice is served, get them fired, pew pew, terminated, right? Does that make you happy? Or do you feel like they should be catching some serious charges? Again, let me point this out. You see their faces, okay? I want to show you guys one more again, that article, because I think that's an incredibly important part of the article. Their names and their ranks. So hold on. Let me grab that. Let me throw that one more time up to your faces so y'all can see this again. So you have here, and I'm going to highlight it so you guys don't miss it, especially y'all who are on the 405 right now driving. Let me highlight that really quick. EMT Basic, Robert Long, which is, I'm assuming, the white guy. Okay. EMT Advanced, Jamichael Sandridge. I'm assuming that's the black guy. And then you have Lieutenant Michelle Whitaker. Lieutenant. She stayed in the truck. Didn't even come out to see what was going on. I mean, was it cold that day? Was it a bit nipply out? Was it under 32 degrees outside, right? Was it below freezing in any part of Memphis that particular night? So much that she didn't want to get out of the car? Why didn't she come out the car, y'all? Then those 2 men, those 2 EMTs, Robert and Jamichael sat there and watched this man leak out. Watch them leak out, y'all. So let me say this again. I look at this title here. Oops. I look at this title right here. And you know what? Look at that title. And I go, hey, I'm happy, but I am not satisfied. Now, I get it. Maybe the lieutenant shouldn't be getting as harsh of a charge because she maybe wasn't in the space, but there's negligence there. So you're telling me that there was never any conversation within those three to see what was going on? Was she too busy on Tinder? Was she too busy looking at her TikToks and her YouTube shows and stuff for her to not care about what was going on with Tyre? Then you have the two men that were there, that were just standing there. They did not move around. They didn't do anything. We saw them move very little. They had conversations with Tyre, but Tyre couldn't even talk. And they did nothing for him until they waited for the ambulance to show up. They sat there for 20 minutes and they didn't do nothing. I'm being real. Okay, what was she doing? Was she on Bumble? You know what I'm saying? Like, what was she doing? Why was she all tucked up in that truck and not willing to help out this young man, or at least oversee and make sure that these two men, these two other EMTs, were doing their doggone job? Real talk. Darcy has a comment, a member's comment. Thank you so much for being a member for the past 3 months. If she was there to observe the newbie, she should have been out of the ambulance no matter what. She should have been out of that truck. No doubt. Abso-freaking-lutely. But what happened? Nothing. Nothing. Doug Rains on Facebook. Thank you so much for watching on Facebook, all the way out in Facebook. What happened that night was disgusting. Absolutely. And these people just sat there and let it be. And just let it happen, y'all. That's insane to me. That's absolutely insane to me. I got a video, a news clip that I want to play for you guys.
And we have breaking.
That just shows the breaking news of this information, showing more, solidifying this, okay? But it's just, like I said, this is just insane to me that this went down. And so far, all they've gotten is termination. All they've gotten is getting fired. Again, I don't think that's enough. There's got to be something that they could have gotten, some charge that they couldn't gotten. But take a listen to this. Hit the number 1. Let me know if you guys can hear this. All right? Let's rock and roll.
News to report tonight in response to the Tyre Nichols death investigation. The Memphis Fire Department has fired 3 of its employees.
Now, this comes days after the city released that video of the incident. Memphis Fire says Lieutenant Michelle Whitaker and EMTs Robert Long and Jamichael Sandridge were all fired for violating numerous department policies and protocols. We're told they failed to conduct an adequate patient assessment on Nichols, and it took almost 15 minutes for patient care to begin.
It's insane to me that you have people out here that actually have these jobs, and their jobs are to literally protect first responders. Do you realize during the time of lockdown and all that, how much we were giving first responders so much love and respect and all that stuff? Do you remember that time? Because I remember that like it was yesterday. And you have 3 people, again, 3 people, 3 EMTs, okay, that did not give zero, they didn't give 0 damns to this young man. And they're caught all on tape, on film, doing all of this stuff. Again, another moment where they're supposed to protect and serve. And lo and behold. So again, these EMTs have been terminated. Termination. And I'm telling you right now, I'm happy as hell about it, but I'm not fully satisfied. These two men should be catching charges. I don't know about her so much. She stayed in the truck. I don't know much about that. I wish there was more information about what she was doing. If she knew of any information, obviously she knew something because that's why she got fired. And of course, there's many questions we have to ask. Why was she in the truck? Was it just laziness? Was it just another thug, acting a damn fool? I don't care. Let them leak out. We'll stick around and I'll let these guys do their thing, but I ain't worried about nothing. Right? I'm not going to help this guy. I don't know. But it's still strange that this woman was in that truck and she did nothing. And again, you got guys, the guys in the video patting each other on the back, lighting cigarettes, basically almost having like a conversation as if they were going to talk about this over a couple of beers, right? Like, oh man, that brawl was crazy, yo. Joking about it, having a grand old time, patting on each other's back, lighting up a smoke, all this stuff. And even while that's happening, these two EMTs are sitting, chilling in the cut, just flashing their flashlight into this guy's face, into this young man's face. And she is in the car. Playing Pokemon. I don't know. The hell was she doing? Right? Inquiring minds would like to know. K Bragg, thank you so much for the 10. I wish they would stop calling it a de-investigation. This was cold-blooded M. Period. Point blank. K Bragg, you ain't lying. Because I always feel like in the back of my mind, they're always trying to find something, some sort of excuse to justify the actions of the police when it comes to devastating things like this. And I feel like with this, they don't want to admit it right off the bat. Because if they admit it, then they have to they have to stand up and take accountability for it. So of course they're going to continue saying, oh, the demise, it's still an investigation. When clearly this was exactly what K Bragg said. This is clearly an M. Clearly. It's insane, y'all. Now, we got to go into the next part. And this is the conversation I wanted to have with y'all. You see the comment down, or you see the title down below. Orissa Bay, thank you so much for the $5 super sticker. I do appreciate it. Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for your support. Now, you see the title down below. There's this part, which is breaking news. Again, it's great news. It's a step in the right direction, but it's not enough for me. These three should be catching two of the three should be catching some serious charges. The lieutenant should be catching something. What it is, I don't know. And maybe the law and all the things, the powers that be, are going to do what they can to find something to get her to catch a charge. Same thing with Horde 26. Let's not forget Horde 26. All right? Same thing with Horde 26. And the 7th officer that has been relieved of his duty, which I still don't know who that 7th officer is. So inquiring minds would love to know that. And if y'all know who that is, let me know. And let me know if he looks like another Horde 26. Okay? Let me know. Let a brother know. Okay? But they should all be catching charges in some sort of way. I'm not sitting here saying all of them. Okay? I'm not sitting here saying all of them deserve second degree M. I understand the law. I understand they're within certain confines. Okay? It's not all so cut. It's not so black and white. Okay? But there are charges. There are things they can be charged on for sure. Okay? Even the ones that were standing on the side. Okay? And Pierrette, yes. Yes. He was the one. You might be a little late to the party, but yes, he did say, I hope they stomp his ass. Real talk, they did say that. Okay? Now, okay, guys. There's this other part, okay? We got to talk about it. And this is not like a breaking news piece, but I do think that this is something that we need to talk about. And this all has to do with Chief CJ Davis. I got questions about her. Now, earlier today, we did a kind of a deep dive into her past and all that. And I got questions, y'all. Now, is she code switching? Now, the reason why I asked that is because, and you might be like, what's code switching? Well, code switching basically means, in this particular situation, what it means is she's changing her own narrative to possibly save her own ass. Behind closed doors, there were other groups like this unit called the Scorpion Unit. This was created under her guise, under her leadership. They went out there, some of the most, from what I'm understanding now, some of the most savage law enforcement officers you can think of, to go out there, ravenous dogs, right? To go out there and try to put out the crime, right? To snuff it out. Okay? So she found the most ravenous of bulldogs, 40 to be exact, 40 police officers that were part of the Scorpion Unit. And of course, we saw a good portion of them in there doing God knows what. Right? Putting law into their own hands. But it's interesting that as soon as this happens, she gets out. She gets out. And this is before the footage came out. So let me just explain this, okay? Before the footage came out, she came out and had a conversation. She went on many different places and said this stuff. So let me just show you what I'm talking about. We saw this video already before, but I'm showing it to you again. Okay? And it's weird. Again, it's very, very weird. But let's take a look at this one more time. Again, this is Officer Davis. Chief Officer Davis. Chief Davis, okay? As soon as she saw the footage, she was real quick to get out on camera. She was real quick to get in front of everything. Okay? Real quick to do this stuff. Okay? And if anybody out here is trying to threaten me, I ain't cool with that. Okay? I am not cool with that. So, we don't like threats here. All right? Just saying. So, I will remove you. Real talk. I do not tolerate that. Okay. So, real quick, was quick to jump out here real fast and do all this stuff. Why? Why? This is under her leadership. This Scorpion unit was created. They bent the rules to hire other officers. They bent rules. Things that these guys have done in their past. Things that they've done in their past. Real talk. They bent the rules so that these guys can become officers for the Scorpion unit. And now she's out here going, oh, it's inhumane, it's so on and so forth, blah, blah, blah. What the hell? Code switching. Because you know for a fact there was a totally different conversation behind closed doors. This is also the same woman that we talked about this morning that was telling investigators that were doing internal investigation on one of her partner's husbands that had some very disgusting, unthinkable content dealing with the young, all right? And she was going out of her way to say, no, don't investigate that at all. While she was chief of police in Atlanta. She got demoted, then she got reinstated, right? Then she moves to Memphis, creates another one. She had a group over there called Red Dog, the Red Dog unit or something like that, right? That unit got dismantled because they opened fire on an elderly woman, okay? In Atlanta. She gets, she moves, she gets transferred to Memphis. And as she's in Memphis, just about a year ago, this is all facts, y'all. You can go check it out. You can all look it up yourselves. This is not rumor. This is all truth, okay? Well, okay. Maybe she went to South Carolina beforehand, all right? But she eventually went to Memphis and then created another group. And guess what? It was called the Scorpion Unit. And they are basically the most ruthless mother lovers out here because obviously you need some men who are willing to break the law to catch people who are breaking the law. If that makes any sense. A whole bunch of dirty Harrys, basically, taking the law into their own hands. She overlooked that. Then Tyre Nichols comes into the world and loses his life by the hands of a bunch of Memphis PD. Not only Scorpion Unit, not only members of the Scorpion Unit, other officers were involved. She overlooked every single one of them. She sees this video and she comes out and does this video and many other ones too, y'all. This ain't her first one. She did many, many other ones. I'm going to play a little bit of this so you guys, just a little trip down memory lane. But I'm saying this now so you guys can think about it. Why was she code switching now? Why wasn't she doing this before? Why wasn't she making sure that these guys and all the people, all the officers that are under her leadership are on their P's and Q's and abiding by the law and taking care of civilians like they're supposed to? Maybe if she did that, Tyre Nichols would still be alive today. I just want you to have that in your brain as I play this. Okay? Period. Take a listen.
You can see now I'm joined live now by the Memphis Police Chief, C.J. Davis. Thank you, Chief, for joining us. I really appreciate it. I'm going to wear my glasses so that because I have very specific things I want to ask you about. The charges. These 5 officers have now been charged with second-degree murder in the death of Tyre Nichols. What's your reaction to these very serious charges?
Well, I expected serious charges. I really did. Actually, the charges that were placed, or at least the administrative charges, were probably the most severe that I've seen in my career, but they were absolutely appropriate. And I knew that the next step would be in the hands of the DA's office, so I'm not surprised.
These were pretty extraordinary measures, I must say, in all the times that I've been covering these types of incidents, to fire the officers and to charge them so strictly. Does that speak to what we're going to see on that videotape when it is released after 7 p.m. Eastern?
Absolutely. I think that, it also speaks to the fact that, over the last several years, we have all talked about police legitimacy, and police reform. And I think it's really important that in instances like this, when they are serious, when they do rise to that level where a person's constitutional rights have been violated, their civil rights have been violated, that we act and we act swiftly.
Mm-hmm. When did you first learn about this incident, Chief?
It was probably about 4 o'clock in the morning. The previous day, 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock, this incident occurred. About 4 o'clock in the morning, I learned of the incident, and it was just a strange summary of what occurred on a traffic stop. And I decided to go in the office and meet with the individuals that had information that I could take a look at it, even though at that time, Tyre was in the hospital. But still, because he had injuries that I just didn't understand. It was incomprehensible to me. We came in the office and decided to take a look that Sunday morning, and it was alarming.
You know what? I'm going to play more. I'm going to play more so you guys can listen to this interview, because some of y'all are new to the show. Some of y'all haven't seen this interview, okay? But on some real stuff. What is going on here? And this is before the video actually initially came out. Okay? This is before this video initially came out. Let me slow down the chat really, really quick, guys. But let me tell you this, though, too. For those of y'all who are members, you'll be able to chat and do as much as you want. The slow mode does not apply to members, just so you guys know, okay? Which is kind of dope about this. But if you see this, again, why is she suddenly saying all this stuff right now? Yes, I get it, to soften the blow, right? Instantly, that's what we're thinking at face value. She's doing this to soften the blow, but what else is going on here? Is she covering her own butt right now? Is she trying to make sure that she doesn't get fired? She doesn't find herself in another scandal? Or is there more to this that maybe we don't know? Of course, these are all questions, okay? But is there more information that maybe she's not willing to put out there, but she's like, I got to get in front of this right now? Lots of questions, though. K Bragg, really quick, thank you so much for the 10. If these were civilians, all the other people would have been charged with felony M. Yep. An example, or i.e., people in a getaway car during an armed robbery where someone is pew-pewed. Yeah, exactly. They would be catching all kinds of charges, y'all. All kinds. All right. I got another one real quick. Catco, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I really do appreciate it. Possibly protocol for a call for pepper spray. That one stays in the truck, especially if it's blocking the street. I believe the rest should rot in jail. Now, maybe she was in the truck and it was blocking, and maybe that is protocol to stay in the car, so on and so forth as well. But at the same time, there's got to be some sort of dialogue going on back and forth from the truck to the EMTs that are on the site from where it is happening. And she didn't go up and say yo, do something like that. She didn't do nothing. This is their superior, right? This is their superior. So it does make me wonder, what the hell, right? One more. Darcy Miller, thank you so much for the 5. I want to know if she's covering up for things not caught on body cameras in other incidents. I'm wondering what the heck is going on here, y'all. Because remember, let me point this out too before we continue with this. And Darcy, thank you so much. Good point. Because this also sparks the question I had in my head. I remember this now. Remember We haven't seen any of the body cam footage from when they pulled him over. Think about it, y'all. Hold up. Oh, snap. Hold up. Think about it for a second. Remember that the POV that we see, the body cam footage that we see, is when the Horde 26 pulls up to the scene. He gets out of his car, right? Horde 26 gets out of the car. There's already an altercation going on. There's already dialogue going on. The other Scorpion unit is already surrounding this car that has Tyre Nichols inside of it. Why don't we have the footage from their body cam footage from when he initially got cornered, when he initially got cut off? What's up with that? Why do we have Horde 26 body cam and not theirs? But then later on, when the curb stomping happens, we have all those angles, or some of the angles, but not all of them. So what's up with that? Think about that. I thought about that this morning, and I was like, I need to talk about this the next time. And thank you, Darcy, for bringing that up in that super chat. Exactly. She could be covering so much for whatever it may be. She may know and have seen other things. They still are sitting there going, well, we haven't seen all the footage yet. Sup? For real? We don't know if there was we haven't seen enough we haven't seen the footage to see if there was reckless driving. Excuse me? Come on, man. Come on. I ain't dumb, and we all ain't dumb. This family, this ever-growing, beautiful family is not dumb. Come on, man. Remember, we saw 4 videos. 4 of them. One was a bird's eye view from a street lamp, which is all the footage that we need to see. Real talk. The other ones are just sprinkles and icing on the cake to show how corrupt these cops were, or at least the last 3rd and 4th videos show how corrupt these dudes were. They were taking off their body cam. One dude was taking off his body cam, talking about haymakers and stuff. The first one, though, is when the white cop pulls up, Horde 26 shows up. That's when the scene to this movie that we watched starts. We have not seen any of the dash cam videos from the Scorpion unit's cars or their body cam footage when they initially pulled this man over. Did they turn off their body cams? Or is there more to those body cams that they have not released yet because they don't want to show us the full truth of what went down? Because I guarantee you it's much worse. Think about it for a second. I'm going to play this some more. Okay? I'm going to play this some more. We're going to play the whole thing. But as you can see, she code switching or what? Because in my personal opinion, it seems like it. She already has a history of doing this too. I'm sorry for saying it, but hey, it's like she has a history of doing this ish, yo. K Bragg, thank you so much for the 10 again. Not her being the black Ma Barker. Man. But hey, think about it. Think about this for a second. She already has a history. She tried to cover up some ish with Kid P. Okay? Very disgusting stuff in Atlanta for one of her partners, husbands, who later pled guilty on 1 count in 2009. We talked about all this morning. And now she's up here going, oh, it's horrendous and this defies humanity. Is this a PR stunt for herself to keep herself in the good light of people? Because then everyone's like, roar, out here in the streets protesting like F MPD, but not the chief. She cool. Because she gave us a heads up, y'all, and she said it was not cool and that it defied the humanity and it's disgusting and it's wrong and it's worse than Rodney King. So she cool. Is that why she did this? Man, I'm gonna play more. Let's go.
That's when Sunday morning is when you first saw the video?
That's absolutely right.
And then when you saw it, what was your reaction?
I was outraged. It was incomprehensible to me. It was unconscionable. And I felt that I needed to do something and do something quickly. I don't think I've witnessed anything of that nature in my entire career.
Really?
Really.
That bad?
It was that bad.
What are we going to see then?
Hey, real quick, I'm going to continue. I'm not going to say anything else on this really quick. I'm going to let this play out, but please hit that like button down below. All right. Let's send it past. Let's see it go past 1.2K today. That would be awesome. All right. A like doesn't cost a thing. And if you haven't done it yet, please hit that subscribe button. All right. Subscribe. You're missing out on one of the best families and one of the best parties on this side of the YouTube streets. So hit that subscribe button and let's continue here, guys.
You're going to see acts that defy humanity. You're going to see a disregard for life, duty of care that we're all sworn to, and a level of physical interaction that is above and beyond what is required in law enforcement. And I'm sure that, as I said before, that individuals watching will feel what the family felt. And if you don't, then you're not a human being. And we all are human beings. And I think there will be a measure of sadness as well.
How long do these incidents go on? We heard from the district attorney yesterday and from the head of the TBI that there were 2 separate incidents, right?
Yes.
How long do they go on? And what was the worst part of it? Because it has been said that the officers became charged.
Yes.
During the second incident, that they got more riled up.
Well, from the very beginning, to me, they were riled up. I don't think they were as amped up as they were on the second, at the second scene, but just the nature of the stop, very aggressive, loud, communication. And it just rose from there. It escalated from there. Mr. Nichols was able to get away from these officers, and they found him again at another location. And at that point, there was an amount of aggression that is unexplainable. In any instance where you're apprehending someone, even in the worst situations when there is resistance, officers still have the responsibility to exercise care and regard for any individual that's in custody or they're attempting to apprehend. And they're trained to do that.
And to de-escalate.
And that's a piece I think that is in question. But I think the escalation was there from the officers before training even needed to come in as it relates to de-escalate.
Interesting, right? She said it was already up. And it was, man, I'm about to quote Cardi B, but it was stuck. Okay? Like it was up. And it was not going anywhere. When they first initially saw him and pulled him over, nothing changed. It stayed exactly where it was. In fact, it went up higher. The intensity, all that. They weren't de-escalating nothing. All right? They were not de-escalating a doggone thing. And now she's here talking about this like she's absolutely floored and she's flabbergasted. She's taken aback. Clutch my pearls. Oh my Lord, what happened here? When she knows for a fact these are the men and women that she hired Now, obviously, these are all men, but these are the men at this time that were hired to be part of this unit called the Scorpion Unit. Now, let me just show you guys, because some people are going, what's the Scorpion Unit? So I'm going to explain to you guys who and what the Scorpion Unit is one mo again, okay? Just so you guys understand what it is. Let me grab that. Come on. All right. So let me show you guys what the Scorpion Unit is. What was the Scorpion Unit? The now deactivated police task force at the center of Tyre Nichols' demise. Okay? What is this and why is this? Okay? Somebody did ask about this, but real quick, let me get this super chat. Thank you so much for the super chats. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And of course, everyone, please consider becoming a member of the family by simply hitting that that join button down below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button, okay? But Darcy, thank you so much for the 5. If the original stop was on dash cam and body camera, they would have shown it. They always do. Now that's interesting, right? Like I said, where the videos? Where the videos at? Again, strange, isn't it? And what's interesting about that interview too, let's not forget, what's interesting about that particular interview here is that she doesn't mention that at all either. She just talked, well, of course, very lucky for her that he's not asking because he hasn't seen the footage yet either. But it's not like she's sitting here going, there's still pieces that we don't have. But we do understand in other interviews, she does say, yeah, we did not see reckless driving. We did not see a probable cause to pull this man over. Is she just basically saying that and alluding to the fact that maybe these guys never turned on their dash cams, never turned on their body cams, specifically because they're about to do some very bad things? Inquiring minds would like to know. It doesn't make sense, y'all. Again, it don't make sense. It don't. So, for those of you guys who don't know what the Scorpion Unit is, let's get into this, shall we? Okay. So, the controversial Memphis Police Department unit at the center of the Tyre Nichols' demise earlier this month has been deactivated. So, the Scorpion Unit, which stands for Street Crimes Operation to Restore Peace in Our Neighborhoods, has been permanently deactivated. And the Memphis Police Department announced on Saturday, a day after the city officials released footage of the fatal confrontation between Nichols and the former members assigned to the unit. The decision came after Memphis Police Chief Saralyn Davis, CJ Davis, met with other members of the unit who agreed with the deactivation according to a statement from the department. So they said, and I said this on another show before, but I'm going to say it again here, okay? In the process of listening intently to the family of Tyre Nichols, community leaders, and the uninvolved officers who have done quality work in their assignments, it is in the best interest of all to permanently deactivate the Scorpion Unit, the statement said. Now, what's interesting, before we continue with this, is that Chief Davis was adamant about keeping Scorpion Unit alive. She was like, nah, we ain't stopping. We're going to continue. This was before the release of the footage. But as soon as everybody saw that footage, the parents, other people stepped forward and they're like, no, you need to dismantle this. This needs to be disbanded immediately. Toot sweet right now, because there's no point of having these guys out here when everyone is going to be scared of these guys now. Regular civilians, not evildoers out here pushing weight and trying to put meth and crack into kids' bodies. These are regular civilians that are going to be terrified. And we already are terrified of cops. Let's keep it 100, man. But then after that conversation with the family because I'm sure the family was like, we about to sue the pants off of this department for what you did. And they still probably are going to. All right. And other community leaders, I'm sure Benjamin Crump was there. Al Sharpton was there, so on and so forth, just sitting there looking at him like, you better stop. You better shut this bad boy down. Or, yeah, you about to lose more than just your job, girl. Because that footage is damning. So I do not blame, and thank God, the Scorpion unit has been dismantled. It didn't sound like a good one it didn't sound like a good unit to begin with. So what is? Okay, somebody asked earlier, so I'm going to ask this for real, for everyone, one last time. What is, or what was, because the unit is dead. The Scorpion unit, which launched in 2021, encompassed 40 officers split into 4 teams who patrolled high crime hotspots throughout the city, the police department announced at that time. MPD Assistant Chief Sean Jones told reporters during the launch that Scorpion officers would focus on auto thefts, gang-related crimes, and drug-related crimes. It is important to us it is important for us that each member of the community feels they can go to the grocery store or live in their house without their house being shot or shooting frequently occurring on the streets and on the roadways. Interesting that they said that, don't you think? Interesting that they say, oh, we just want everybody to feel safe in their communities. Yet these ravenous dogs were out here doing God knows what. Okay? And Ron Barnes, you don't need a team to stop one car. Absolutely, you don't. You most definitely don't. Okay? You ain't wrong. I can't pull it up because I got super chats locked in here, okay? But I appreciate the comments, guys. And I appreciate the family chat. So the locations chosen by the police were determined based on the number of 911 calls, Jones said at the time. 2 months into Scorpion's deployment, Memphis Mayor Jim Strickland touted the unit's effectiveness. In his State of the City speech, Strickland claimed the unit was responsible for 566 arrests, 390 of them felony arrests, seized over $100,000 in cash, 270 vehicles, and 253 weapons between October 21st and January 23rd, 2022. That is some serious action. Now, what's interesting, y'all, okay? Now, what's interesting is that, and I've asked this on the show before, on this morning's show, and I'll ask it again. Do you need bad guys that are working for the side of the good, right? That are willing to bend the rules a little bit to keep these streets clean, especially high crime areas that are known for shootings, drug-related charges, etc., muerte, etc., etc. I'm curious. Do you need to have your set of bulldogs to go against these other bulldogs? You see what I'm saying? Do you need Dirty Harrys or not? It's a question I throw out to you guys, especially when it comes to certain situations like this. And of course, you see right here, the mayor is sitting there going, "Oh, it was fantastic. They did this, and this, and they've covered a lot of ground in a very short amount of time." So the unit faces criticism. Critical justice reform activists and some residents, however, have accused officers in the unit of using excessive force. And we saw this video earlier this morning where there was another guy that encountered the Scorpion unit, some members of the Scorpion unit, accusing him of having stuff on him. And he said, I don't even know what you're talking about. I ain't got nothing. I'm here. I just have a pizza. I just went to go and get a pizza. And these guys are like, he's like, I want to talk to a lawyer then. And they said, no, you don't talk to a lawyer out here. Then later on, they decided, nah, never mind. We joking, man. It's a joke. We're just kidding. They were literally about to take law into their own hands on a guy who was absolutely innocent. All he had was pizza. That makes no sense, y'all. Makes no sense. Ben Crump, an attorney representing Nichols' family, told reporters Friday that he had heard of several alleged instances of residents being pushed to the ground, cursed at, and suffering other physical injuries at the hands of officers in the unit. Now, that's the thing. Again, you're hearing that other people are saying that they had bad experiences, bad moments, bad encounters with members of the Scorpion unit who gave zero damns and didn't give a ish about none of these people. Regular, good, I'm sure, law-abiding citizens. And then this happens. So they are already getting complaints. And let me say this again. This is still under the guise and under the control and the leadership of Memphis PD Chief Davis. And now she's out here in the cut trying to go, oh, it's devastating and it's mind-blowing and I can't believe it's not butter. Somebody explain that to me. That makes no sense. If you knew about these guys in the past, that they have a past of issues and they started doing all this crazy stuff, and there have been complaints, don't act all brand new in these interviews going, oh, it's inhumane, if they were already doing inhumane stuff. That's all I'm trying to say. They already have a history of this stuff, y'all. One of the alleged victims was 66, according to Crump. He said he was confronted by this unit and he was brutalized and he had pictures of his injuries. This is what Crump said. And also, if it was foreseeable that something tragic like this was going to happen. And of course, Crump repeatedly called to end the unit. You have a man literally laying down in distress, dying, and people are just talking like this is business as usual. Had Tyre not succumbed to his injuries, how many more times would they have done this? And how many more times have they done it before? Now, this part right here is exactly what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. You know for a fact how they went out and they treated this young man is exactly protocol on how they treat every single person. If they did that to a 66-year-old man, they're going to do it to a 90-year-old woman. Trust and believe. And guess what? That 90-year-old woman, if she's lucky enough to survive the punishment and the abuse, and she files some sort of complaint, guess what happens? That goes on the bottom of the list. It gets lost. The complaint just disappears because the Scorpion unit has done so many wonderful things for the city, especially in high crime areas, right? Yet those same people that live in those high crime areas that are regular law-abiding people are being treated like they are criminals themselves. And then when they talk about it, when they post a complaint, they get treated like it was nothing. And then these guys are back out in the streets, kicking rocks and doing God knows what, until, lo and behold, they meet a Tyre Nichols. And again, still, have they done this before? This one just happens to be caught in a bird's eye view. You got to remember, again, the first initial encounter with Tyre Nichols, we have not yet seen the body cam footage from any of the Scorpion unit when they first initially ran into, cut off Tyre Nichols. We've only seen it from Horde 26. That's the only person that we've seen it from so far, y'all. From the initial encounter. Then later on, we see some footage. Yeah, absolutely. It's all over the place. But isn't it interesting that one of the body cam that we're looking at just miraculously, so conveniently flies off his chest and lands into a little grassy knoll? You hear the assault happening, but you don't see it. The only reason why we've been able to see it is because of the bird's eye view. Remember that. Remember that. We saw a little bit of it from Horde 26's body cam. The rest, really, we saw in plain view from a lamp post security cam. Remember that. The body cam fell off, right, during the tussle. It conveniently came off. Then it conveniently came off again when he wanted to go and chop it up with his boys while they're lighting cigarettes and, another guy's trying to flush out mace out of his eyes. He's talking about melee, giving haymakers and stuff. He just conveniently takes it off and puts it on the trunk of the car. So he's used to just, oops, it just popped off. Whoops. These guys have done this before. They were going to continue doing this if they did not run into Tyre. And that's the sad part of it all. So that's Scorpion unit for y'all, okay? These were guys that were supposed to straighten up the city with some serious force. But they don't know when to turn it off. That's clear. It's clear they didn't know how to turn it off. Not once. They just continued to use the same excessive force, even when it came to talking to an older gentleman and other people that live in that area. They just went in there and wreaked havoc. Because why? Because it's like they're part of this elite group. It's ridiculous, y'all. Okay? But real quick, Rachel Dixon, thank you so much for the 10. I'd like to hear the initial call for backup. There's no way they haven't seen all the footage. Exactly. The initial call for backup, we haven't heard that. There's a 911 call, not a 911 call, but there's a dispatch call to run his plates. They're asking for his plates because obviously when he got up and ran, all right, when he took off, they were trying to find out where he lived so that they can track it all the way back so they can go to his house and get him. That's literally what they were going to do. But that's it. Rochelle, Denise, thank you so much for the 5. I guess in her statement about not understanding why they initially pulled him over, ma'am, what do you mean you don't know? No, CJ. See, I don't know. You see what I'm saying? Like, she's not understanding why they initially pulled him over. You know for a fact that I'm telling you, there's something that's been hidden here. And maybe by her going up and stepping forward and saying, "Oh, it's gruesome," that's making us look at the right hand, right? That's making us look at the right hand while the left hand is doing the trick, right? Making the move. Maybe she's trying to do that, where we're all focused on that, but we're not. She's thinking that none of us are going to be thinking further, thinking outside the box, or questioning those other questions like, where is the other body cam footage? And why do we only have the body cam footage from Horde 26? And then the other one that fell off. The body cam fell off and went into the grass. That's all we got. The only other one that we have is that security cam. That's it, y'all. Think about it. Think about it, y'all. Insane. But Rochelle, thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate it. I got a couple other super chats here. Hold on. They're coming up. Again, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. All right. I'd appreciate it. Chakuseki. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Thank you so much for the 5. The PD is trickling out information as a delay tactic to obfuscate the public. You know what? You ain't wrong. That's why the body cam footage was released on Friday. You never know. And maybe you're right. Maybe they're putting out some now, and then they're going to put out some this coming Friday, or maybe they'll have some more out on Wednesday. I don't know, but it's very weird to me that they've been holding out all this stuff. Real talk. It's very strange. Charlie Miller, what's up? Thank you so much for the 10. Something doesn't smell right, MPD. Math, not mathin'. Absolutely. Somebody said the facts ain't faxing. Okay. I agree. Kelly D, thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome to the family. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so very, very, very much. Thank you. K Bragg, thank you so much for the 10. Who'da thunk a police squad named after a poisonous predator would have turned out like this? She's playing in our faces. She's only upset they were sloppy with it. She's the daughter from Bullet Train. Wow. Bullet Train. That's a deep cut, man. Oh, my God. Good call. Wow. That is a deep cut. I forgot about Bullet Train. Damn. That was a good movie, too, man. Damn. Bullet Train. I like that. Bang. Bang, bang, bang. Hold on. I got a couple other super chats. But yeah, good call on that one. Damn. Now I'm going to go watch Bullet Train. Real talk. Charlie Miller, thank you so much for the 5. You're hiding some MPD. Since the chief of police answers to the mayor, tells me the mayor had to know about her past before hiring. Yeah, I mean, think about that. He knew something. He knew something. But she still was reinstated. She got demoted, and then she got reinstated in Atlanta. I don't know what it was that got her to, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what got her to get back in there or, get reinstated, but she did something. I don't know what it was. So it is kind of wild to me, all right, that she kind of got away with it. She was trying to hide some truths about somebody. Man, I still can't believe that, okay? I still can't believe that. Real talk, I can't. Got some more super chats. Hold on. Dixie Chicken 1969. Thank you so much for the $50 super chat. Damn. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Pascal, please don't shout my name out because this isn't important to me. Or that isn't important to me. Sorry. I just can't thank you enough for your passion, but fairness and respect for victims, stay on them, sir. I most definitely will. And I'm sorry I said your name. You said don't say my name. I'm sorry. I'm just reading the things as I go, but I do appreciate it. You. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the $50. I appreciate it. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Angela, thank you so much for the 5. Oh my word, is anyone pursuing that dash cam so important? This is unsustainable. Yeah, I that's the problem. Were the dash cams on? Because here's the thing. If he was swerving on the road, she would have known that, right? She would have known that information, y'all. Without a shadow of a doubt, she would have known. We're talking about the chief of police. She would have seen all the footage, right? So it does make you wonder what happened. Why? Okay. It is what it is. So thank you so much, Angela. But it is what it is. Said it seems like it's second nature for the Scorpion gang, including EMS and first responders. So sad and so happy for they're all exposed. Absolutely. See, that's the thing. It's weird. And Hoblon, yes, they are unmarked cars. They're just unmarked cars. So would they be equipped with that kind of stuff? I would assume that they would be. Okay. My Miracle Mama, thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome to the family. I appreciate it. My Miracle Mama, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mary P, thank you so much for the 5. And don't forget the guy who just happened to walk away, or who happened to walk away while it all went down and came back with his billy club. Exactly. He kicked him while he was down a couple times. Then he walked away, got his nightstick or whatever, came back, presented it to him, like extended it out right in front of him and said, like, if you don't give us your hands, I'm going to hurt you with this. I'm going to beat the ish out of you with this. That's what he basically said. And then he went over there and did exactly what he said he was going to do. It's disgusting, y'all. The Tall Diva, thank you so much for the 5. This is a lynching without the rope. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you got these guys out here that are just like, this is typical training, y'all. That's what it sounds like to me, at least. That this is typical training for this unit, maybe even for the Memphis PD in general. Because you got to remember, Horde 26, I don't know if he's part of the Scorpion unit. I don't think he is. Okay? But he still was like, hey, I hope you stomp his ass. Verbatim. So clearly, this is all the vibe that's inside of the Memphis PD. And then honestly, if you really think about it too, this is inside the Memphis Fire Department too, baby. Remember those 3 EMTs that did nothing? 3 of them have been terminated for not administering aid to a man that was dying. Remember that. So it's not only Memphis PD being corrupt, it is also the fire department, Memphis Fire Department, that also is corrupt. Those guys were there. They should have helped him. And they sat there for 20 minutes as he sat there rolling around on the ground. They should have done something, y'all. And they didn't. So again, I just posed the question because as I was thinking about it after we had our conversation this morning, I thought about it and I'm like, wait a second. Does this mean that this woman is straight up just doing this so that she can save her own butt, so that she doesn't have to forcibly resign from her position? Another place where she could be either demoted or fired from her job? Kind of like what happened with Atlanta. But even so, when you look at stuff like this, and there's other ones out there, guys, they're all over the internets, all right? All over the Twitters. They're all over the place. Her talking and doing like public announcements and stuff like that. She's doing these things. Why? Why is she doing that? When she knows she was somebody who was watching this the entire time. She allowed this group, this unit, to go out and do these unthinkable things for a little over a year now, with countless complaints of excessive force, and she kept letting this go to the point where now we have a 29-year-old man who loves skateboarding, taking photos, and loves sunsets, dies at the hand of multiple officers And again, this is also an example of who or how this department is ran, because it wasn't only just Scorpion unit officers. There were other Memphis best and brightest, as they would say, involved in this same tragic situation here. It's frustrating, but it does make me wonder, what is in store? What is in store in the future for this chief of police? What's in store? Did her getting in front of this, I'll just use that in quotations, was that enough? Is it enough? Or no? I'll let you guys sit there and let it marinate in your brain matter for a little bit. To me, I hope this isn't enough, because there needs to be absolute 110% three-dimensional justice for this young man. And it does not only start with the Scorpion unit police officers and the other officers that were involved in that savage beating. It also definitely involves the people that lead them as well. There is blood on her hands too, period. And she needs to be held accountable for this as well. So anyway, guys, that is the show. Again, let me see this really quick. Spikester, BC, thank you so much for the 5 Canadian. I appreciate it. Tyre was a photographer, so maybe he has pictures that are incriminating to the unit. Well, I don't know about that. Maybe. Okay. Maybe. That you never know. Like I said, we don't know everything. We don't know what sparked this traffic stop. We don't know what got this man upset or these men upset with Tyre. We don't know. Anything's possible. We heard crazy theories and rumors this morning that we talked about, and I appreciate you guys hearing me out on that. But we don't know everything yet, so we need to let it be what it is. Let's let the law enforcement, maybe. I don't even know if I can trust the law enforcement. They might not even give us the full truth, baby. We might not even get the full truth. That's what's frustrating about this. But there's more that they have not pulled out yet. I'm hoping that we get the truth here very, very soon. Okay? Charlie Miller, thank you so much for the 2. I can guarantee the chief of MPD won't go to jail. I mean, she's not going to go to jail. Because she wasn't there at the scene of the crime. She wasn't the one a part of that, but she should be resigning. That's what I think. Because there's blood on her hands too. She may not have committed the crime. She may not go to jail and catch those charges, but she definitely should be stepping down without a shadow of a doubt. That's what I think. Okay? That's just what I think. That's just the right thing to do. Okay? And she already has does she have a track record? She already has a track record, y'all. And I think she should resign now, quickly. Do that speech and get out. Okay? The world needs more baristas. I will say that. All right? But anyway, guys, I appreciate all y'all for being here. That is the show. Okay? If there's, like I told you, I promise you guys, if there's more information about this, I will be talking about it. I will give you more updates as updates start to trickle out. Right now, it's slowly starting to trickle out. People are starting to get fired. Hopefully, not only get fired, but hopefully they will catch charges as well. Horde 26 has been relieved of his duty, same as this 7th other police officer. I don't know who that is yet. Hopefully that information will come out here soon. We will talk about it as soon as it comes out. But now we have 3 fire members, okay? 3 EMTs that have now lost their jobs because of their involvement in this young man's demise. Will they catch charges? 2 of them should, at least. That's my personal opinion on that. And hopefully they do. But it's a step in the right direction. And then we'll see what happens with the chief of police here. We shall see. I want to see what more she gonna do. If she trying to be air on the side of good, then let's see you do some good things, girl. Get out all the stuff. Let me see all the car fox. Let me see it all. Dash cams, body cams. I don't care if it's all black. Okay, and they just happen to have it pop off their chests onto the floor. I don't care. I want to hear and see everything quickly. Okay, right now. So she knows everything, you know, for a fact. So hopefully we get some more transparency here very, very soon, and accountability very, very soon. Okay. Rashida said 2 more officers were disciplined, Pascal. Yeah, there's a 6th and 7th, if that's what you're talking about, Rashida. Because if there's more, I'd love to know about that too. Okay. If that means not only 6 and 7, but 8 and 9, then man, that's about the prediction I had, right? It'd be around 7 and 9 ish. And if it's more, get them all. You know what I mean? Get them all. That's what I think. Okay. So we'll see what happens. Nicole B said, sworn to secrecy, we will never. Well, we'll see. You never know. Yeah, you good, Rashida. You just late to the party. It's all good. All right. But if there's more information, I promise you we will be talking about it right here on the Pascal Show. We do talk about a whole lot of other stuff. Okay. So we will be talking about those things as well. We'll see what happens. That is something that is very interesting. MJ for real just said no media on white officers. There's been a little bit on the white officer that I'm talking about, Horde 26. All right, because he clearly does not look like he's 26. All right, that man looked like he don't look 26. All right, but they did talk about him, but he wasn't one of the people administering blows and hurting him in the now notorious and unforgettable video. But he is the one who just used his taser. There's another 7th one that has been relieved, but we don't know what he did. So we'll see what happens here, of course. Mask 316, thank you so much for the $50 super chat. Wow, thank you so much again for the support. Beloved you are. Beloved you are. Please stay safe. Yes, thank you. And I love all y'all. Beloved everybody as well. Okay. And again, Mask 316, I appreciate the $50 super chat. Again, that really does mean a lot. Okay. In the chat, the conversation here has been amazing. It does say a lot about all y'all. You guys care. You guys want to know more. You guys want to know the truth, and you want justice. And that says a lot about every single last one of y'all. And I know I said this on another show before, but the fact that you guys have all come together in solidarity as a family, all different races, genders, etc., all in the same chat says some amazing, tremendous things about you guys. So I have to say thank you again for being here and being a part of the conversation, because without you guys, I'd be talking to a wall. So again, have a great rest of your night. Make it positive. Do something good for yourself. Okay? I appreciate all y'all. And if there's more information, I'll let you guys know. I promise you that. Okay? So please hit that like button down below. Please. All right? Hit it. I'd love to see it go past 1.5. That'd be amazing. All right? A like don't cost a thing. And do not forget to hit that subscribe button, baby. All right, we're almost in the 90s, baby. We almost in the 90s. You know the 90s will fly. So come on, help me. Push me into the 90s by hitting that subscribe button, okay? Anyway, it's time to get going. I appreciate all y'all. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.